Hi friends, this is Mangalaprathaban talking about fluency development strategies. It's very important today to improve one's fluency if ever one wants to communicate with people across the globe. What should we do to improve our fluency? I'm going to give you some simple strategies for you to work on your fluency development. The first strategy that I would suggest you to work on is your vocabulary building. Every day, make sure that you learn at least 10 words. Learn to understand the meaning of the words, the pronunciation of those words, and the usage of those words, in addition to the collocations of those words. Whenever you learn vocabulary, please understand your ability to express all you feel or think expands a bit. So your communicative competence is directly proportionate to your ability to make use of these words effectively. So cultural appropriacy of the choice of words ought to be decided by you. So you will have to listen to varieties of samples of communication available. Native varieties of communication and non-native varieties of communication. It could be monologue, dialogue, conversations, discussions, debates, either in the British English or the American English or the Australian English or Canadian English or the British English or New Zealandian English or East African English or South African English. It doesn't matter, whichever be the variety, whether it's a native variety or non-native variety. Listen to both the native and non-native varieties of English. That would help you to improve your ability to communicate effectively with various groups of people. I would always say cross-cultural communication is extremely important when it comes to interacting with people. So you should have some idea about cross-cultural awareness. And you should also understand the so-called nuances of pronunciation. So you have to learn the basics of phonology and phonetics, understand the sound segments of English and the stress patterns of English and the intonation patterns of English. And that would help you to speak with exact pronunciation. So you could approximate yourself with the received pronunciation or the general Indian English, depending on where you are. Suppose you are living in a country where English is spoken differently. For example, you live in China, then you need to really learn how to speak English, with intelligible variations for the local people. So local variations of English ought to be kept in mind when we learn the language. So global intelligibility is an important criterion for you to improve your English. What would be the next important fluency development strategy? I would say you will have to work on your reading skills every day. Start reading self-help books, literary works, or prose pieces, including autobiographies, biographies, and it could be science fiction or fantasies, or it could be even journal articles or newspaper articles or magazines, fanzines, etc. Keep reading them. How does reading help you to work on your vocabulary? I've already told you, your reading helps you in a very big way to improve your ability to write in English. So these are important areas that you have to really work on. Friends, let's also think about reading. So we talked about reading being helpful for people to work on their vocabulary. So it works on the range of vocabulary you have when you read magazines, fanzines, newspaper articles. You pick up a lot of informal vocabulary, the styles of informal writing and composition. If you work on academic writing, you'll have to read research dissertations, research articles, textbooks, etc. So you'll have to really learn to interpret the academic discourse, which is quite different from the other discourses. If you're a lawyer, you'll have to talk about legal discourse, try to understand the legal vocabulary you have. So that's very important for you to think about making use of the so-called varieties of discourse if you want to improve yourself, right? Remember, your reading is directly proportionate to your writing skills. So when you start writing, please keep in mind all that you write reflects your ideas. So you should have, crystallization of ideas taking place in your mind before you start writing. So Francis Bacon would say, writing makes an exact man. Of course, it's going to be easy for you if you work on usage and collocations, etc. And you should have step-by-step guidance given by a professional trainer. So consult an expert in the English language education, especially somebody who is an expert in the field of academic writing. If you want to become a good researcher or a good presenter or a good academic writer, etc. Even journalists, I would suggest them to think about consulting these yearly experts to improve their writing skills. Remember, speaking is one of the most important skills that we all have to really learn on these days. It's very difficult for people to speak effectively, fluently, accurately. How do we learn this? How do we master our communicative skills? Very important when it comes to speaking is your ability to go with the flow. You should not have any kind of a self-doubt or fear, etc. So you'll have to be open-minded. You should be willing to listen to people, understand the new ideas, and you're to speak on your own without worrying about anything. We all learn to speak effectively only by speaking. So work on your speaking on a day-to-day basis. This is how you will become one of the most efficient communicators. If you want to know more about fluency development strategies, you're welcome to our website www.fluencycenter.org. That is FLUENCYCENTER.org. We do offer online training programs for government employees, bureaucrats, scientists, legal luminaries, and businessmen, etc. So if you're interested to know more about business English, you can always call me at 9600954822. If you want to listen to my podcast or YouTube, you can just type Mangalaprathaban in the Google or podcast of Mangalaprathaban, and you can just get to know about my podcast. You can also visit me at www.mangalaprathaban.com. That is Mangalaprathaban.com. Wish you all success. Hope to see you in the next video with something new. Hope this has been highly useful to you. If you can subscribe this channel, please subscribe it, promote it, share it with your friends. Bye-bye. See you. Have a great day.